Hello, stream. Good morning for me. Good whatever time of the day it is for you. We are here to do a GM turn for Apocalypse World Countdown. And things in the campaign are we're at one of those points where it's hard to see which way things are going to go because they went to the city. Every time they go to the city, shit changes dramatically, which is something I kind of like. So let's do a brief run through of our threats, see what we can even update. But Booty is on the ropes. I feel like Grandma Gucci isn't doing too hot either. Rill's okay, but Rill's caught between her Wolf of the Maelstromness and the hold that Oler has over her. And Oler is just kind of kicking ass and taking names and eating legs. So everybody's kind of on a knife's edge, which is good. And I think there's definitely going to be some major changes in the resolution of all of this. Um, so sorry, my dashboard is being stupid. There we go. That seems better. Okay. So let's look at our threats, starting with the candy shop. The candy shop is not important right now. Um, I think Barker does suspect Bob, and whether or not Barker is going to get his shit together to try and poison Bob is not really in the foreground right now. That's something to keep in my pocket if I need to destabilize things. So that one we can kind of. We know how. Do we know how the junkyard changed Bob? No, not yet. Um, None of this has been answered, and I don't really have any further questions for this right now. The junkyard. Junkyard's been working well to injure wolves. And I think the wolves are going to make a move on the vivarium in the junkyard after this city phase. Um, but again, this isn't going to. We'll see where this goes after they get back from the city. Um, so this one again is going to have to wait. The vivarium is very close to being past 9 o'clock, and they want a wolf, and I think they want Booty. I think they want Booty. So I think Oler is going to get some instructions. So what are the skeletons growing? They're growing weird plant things. And we don't really care how they create the cats. That's not as important. But will Oler feed Booty into the vivarium? That's our big question. They really want Booty so that they can start ticking down to attacking the city. Yeah. Um, so yeah, we have and middleman and the cats are Oler's gang now. So we making a note that they need to become a threat because that's how resources work. The screen heads, we still haven't seen too much of them. Square's supplier is dead. That's who the woman was. But she has been fed into the vivarium. Her name was Lucy. So sounds like Lucy, the name, but it's Lucy as in loose cigarette. Um, Squares is creator. Uh, that was her name. Oler pretty much dispatched her fairly quickly, so Lucy is dead, more or less. But Lucy is also now over here. Lucy's gonna come back. Um, in terms of this, the screen heads, I'm waiting for somebody to get sucked in by the screen heads by missing on a maelstrom opening of the brain. They need to miss on that, and then we can incorporate dirt, worm, and stone. Um, so I guess a good stakes question is, who will the screen heads kidnap? That's what we want to know about this right now. But until that happens, this is going to be in the background. Moving on, the Tillers being Bullseye and Bullseye's friends. This is all still in the background. I think middleman belongs to Oler now, but I think Bullseye wants to speak to Bob. Bullseye and Bob are going to have a conversation, but this is post city phase stuff again, so we'll see what happens here. But until they get back to the city, Bullseye is just in the background, kind of preparing to build. Ooh, the wolves. So this is definitely seeing some progress. Booty knows who she is. And Booty has attacked an enemy of the Maelstrom. So I guess, what's the next step? What do they want? They crave the overthrow, chaos, and ruin of all. And I'm going to be a terrible person and open up my PDF because it wasn't done already. Because I'm kind of the worst. But what's their next step? Let's look at their moves. Okay, so grotesques. Display the nature of the world, display the contents of its heart, attack someone from behind or otherwise by stealth, attack someone face on but without threat or warning, insult, affront, offend or provoke, offer something to someone, or do something for someone with strings attached, put it in someone's path, part of someone's day or life. So I think they want to attack. I think they want to attack. How? I think this ties back into the junkyard. They want to attack the vivarium. That's going to be their next move. And after this attack, if this attack isn't thwarted, they'll poison it. They're going to poison the space Um, the vivarium is going to change in some way. And uh, a monstrosity of some sort is born. So yeah, I think their goal is to subvert what the vivarium is trying to do in growing its plant army, and I think it's going to make something else. Something I don't know, something. But the wolves are going to attack the vivarium um, in retaliation for Oler, Grandma Gucci, etc., the queen, all of them. Like fuck this, we're gonna stop this plant army before it happens. Yeah, I like that. So the city is they're in the city right now. Um, the queen has not the queen has not gotten her thing fixed. We don't really care how Rill got free. We do care about how will the queen punish Gucci for reneging. The queen wants her work done. Um, Gucci really hasn't been following through. Now the Gucci's been busy, but the queen doesn't care. So I think the queen is gonna force Gucci to actually. How does the queen force Gucci to work? That's a better question. Because the queen wants her business done, and Gucci has been slow about it. So yeah, the queen's gonna come looking. I think after this whole alleyway situation resolves in whatever way, the queen is gonna come looking for them. The screenheads are gonna come looking for them, definitely. Um, and the screenheads will be looking for them on behalf of the wolves who are always around. I see that actual factual has started watching. I hope they aren't spoiling themselves, but I won't stop them. Um, yeah. So that's kind of where that stands. So Gucci is going to be forced to fix the thing or kill the queen, etc., or something. But the queen's tired of waiting. So that'll be when I need to destabilize things. That'll be a thing I can bring in. Central Park. We saw a little bit of this. Um, you know how Oler gets free of the park? He goes to the screens. Um, but I'm not sure. I think if the screen heads get a hold of somebody, this will come back. But right now, it's not so important. I think this move is roll plus cool. Um, on a can I no on a 10 plus you resist temptation. On a 7 to 9, the wolves find you. No, on a 7 to 9, I think on a 7 to 9, there's something, I'm not sure about that. On a miss, the wolves find you. Not the wolves, the beasts. Beastesses, beasts. On a 7 to 9. So like the mirage of Central Park draws you in, and it's bait for the beasts. On a 7 to 9, you on a 7 to 9, what happens? Hmm. Hmm. What happens on a 7 to 9? You either resist temptation and get away, or the beasts find you, don't get away. What's in the middle? What's in the middle? I don't know. Question marks. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. Let's see here. I have a threat that I have 2 empty threats. So we definitely need to make a threat for Oler's game. PDF. Let's see. So what type of threat are they? What type of threat? I don't like any of the brutes options. I think they might be an affliction. I think they might be an affliction. And I think they are a condition. Condition? What the hell? Condition. Their impulse being to expose people to danger. Some people are definitely part of this. We've got pretty much all of these lower 3 are part of this gang. Question. Who will the gang sacrifice to the vivarium? Because they have a job, and it's to get bodies. And they're not too picky about whose bodies they get. We know Middleman has tried to capture Oler before. So oh, PJ Nick 0300. Thank you. I'm glad. I like threats are useful once you get a hang of them, but it's hard for me to not go overboard. But I'm trying to restrain myself. Like I have a lot of things going on, but not everything is important right now. But back to Oler's gang. So who are they going to sacrifice to the vivarium? And yeah, they're gonna next time they get away from Oler a little bit, they're gonna pull somebody into the screens. They're gonna pull somebody in, or not the screens. They're gonna pull somebody through the maelstrom. Um, and I'm not sure who it is. Not sure who it is yet. We'll see. I have a feeling. I mean, they definitely want a wolf, but they're also terrified of wolves. I think they might grab Granny Gucci if she's vulnerable. Rill or Booty, obviously. Like a player would be really good. Oler, if they turn on Oler too much. Um, one of the Queen's people could be interesting. Um, Barker, who knows? They're going to pull somebody into the Vivarium, which of course is a connected threat. So what are they going to do? The gang kidnaps someone against Oler's orders. Um, that's going to be the first thing that they try to do. And I guess that the gang sacrifices someone to the Vivarium. And depending on who it is, the rest of this clock will take shape. We also know that Lucy wasn't sacrificed the normal way. Lucy splashed into something that Oler doesn't know about in the death place. Um, so that's a good stakes question. That's what I want to know. How is Lucy different? Because we know she wasn't sacrificed through the normal channels. So something's different about her. I don't think we need any new threats right now. So let's take a look at our overall threat map. So the wolves, there we go. So the tillers and bullseye are in, not really, I don't know if they're in. I think they're out. Nobody knows anything about this. None of our players are part of this. I don't think they're on the inside. They're on the outside. The wolves are definitely in. Oler's gang is the new threat that right now is subordinate to Oler. But if things change, they could move around. We'll see where they go. The Vivarium middleman is now part of this. Bob is now part of that. Center, we haven't seen Center for a while. The Center is with the Queen and all of them. But it might be a good time for Center to come back. I think when the Queen asks Gucci to work, Center is going to be her messenger. But I think everything else looks okay. Let's grab. I don't know that Lucy is part of the gang, but I don't think she's subordinate. I think Lucy has a little more clout, and that's going to be the person who tries to take over. Like middleman doesn't really have capacity to execute on anything, but I think Lucy is a little smarter than your average like mutant tree person. So Bullseye, we still know who they're going to align with. Gucci didn't die immediately. They saved her. Squares won't be repaired. Squares disappeared. Squares' body is gone. Where is Squares? That's a great sixth question. Um, do I have any other general questions? Yes, I need to know. I need to know before I could really plan any further what is going to happen to Booty. If Booty makes it out, that's one thing. If Oler eats Booty, that's another thing. Um, if Rill changes her allegiances and decides to save Booty, that's something else. I think Randy Gucci is horrified by Booty, so I don't know if she would step in. Um, but I want to know. Um, yeah, so I think Oler and Granny Gucci stand on one side. Well, Oler is their own thing. Oler is destructive, but not in the way that Rill is. Um, Oler wants to destroy the city. Rill also wants to destroy the city, but I feel like her motivators are gonna send her to the Conquered Hall. I think when the wolves want her to destroy the city, they're really saying, "We need you to destroy the Conquered Hall." Um, whereas Oler is more aligned with the Vivarium that wants to destroy Central Park mostly. Um, and I don't know that the Vivarium necessarily likes the Queen too much either. Maybe they're also like, if the Conquered Hall eats it, we don't care. But Rill definitely wants to burn down the Conquered Hall. Booty Booty is a very confused person. I think Booty really wants to kill Granny Gucci. That's her motivators. So the wolves are sending Rill after the Conquered Hall proper, and sending Booty after Granny Gucci, and kind of having this two-pronged effect to shut down whatever the Queen wants to do. Um, and maybe that's more important to them right now. It's more imminent to them than Central Park, or not Central Park. The Vivarium. The wolves don't want to attack the Vivarium right now. They want to attack the Conquered Hall. That's definitely their next move. Um, if if they get control of the Conquered Hall, or if they destroy it, that changes everything. So, like, they don't like the Vivarium, but they're a little busy. They're a little busy with the Queen. Ah, no, I know what I should do. They will attack the Vivarium. That's still their main focus, but they're these guys, the screenheads want to end that shit. So the screenheads gain new followers, which is true. They have that already. I think this is already well in progress. Um, Dirt, worm, stone, give Rill gasoline. So that's their next thing. So they have more bodies, more living bodies, more or less. They want to give Rill gasoline and point her at the Conquered Hall. And remember that Dirtworm and Stone used to be part of Rill's cult when she was a Hocus. So there's some connection there. Um, but yeah, they want to point her at the Conquered Hall. And once that happens, the Concert Hall is burned down. That will start. Um, that'll start the tick down to this final threat, which I don't know what it is yet. And I feel like these two bottom ones might just be one tick, and there's some other interstitial business that needs to happen here. But that's a good place to start. The screen heads are gonna offer real gasoline and tell her that the Concord Hall needs to be burned down. So the screen heads are fighting the Concord Hall. The wolves are still very much directed at the Vivarium, and these two threats are aligned. But the wolves are not as localized as the screen heads. So, and I'm looking at this again. We know what the maelstrom wants with Oler. It wants to eat them. Okay. Okay. We sorted that out. We sorted it. So, yeah, I think that's all I need to do before next week. Because next week, and by that I mean this upcoming Thursday, is going to answer a lot of questions in terms of how this alley situation is going to shake out. And until that happens, I can't take too many steps. And there's going to be some flying by the seat of my pants, which is a-okay. So that's it. Short one this time, but it's always shorter when my players are on the verge of killing each other. So Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we will be playing episode 6 or session 6 of Countdown. We'll see who, if anyone, dies, who, if anyone, changes playbooks maybe, or gets weirder, or like loses some heart or whatever. And we'll see how all of these threats react to what happens. But for now, we're all set. Easy peasy. Thank you for those of you that stopped by. I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. Thank you for joining me on this rescheduled GM turn. And I will see you Wednesday for Prophecy D&D if you're watching that. If not, I'll see you Thursday for Apocalypse World Countdown. Bye.